Mass exodus to Red America, quote unquote. Michael Snyder reports, in recent years we have literally seen millions of Americans relocate from blue states to red states. In some cases there is simply a desire to be around other like-minded people. In other cases, specific political policies that have been enacted in certain states have motivated large numbers of people to relocate. This was particularly true during the pandemic. Of course, there are also many that are just trying to escape the crime, drugs, homelessness, and violence that are plaguing so many major cities in the blue states. For those that are trying to raise a family, finding a safe environment for their children is often the most utmost importance. And as a result of the factors that I've just mentioned, we have been witnessing a mass exodus to Red America, quote unquote, that's unlike anything we have ever seen before. Vast numbers of people have been moving from blue states such as California, New York, and Illinois to red states such as Florida, Ohio, and Montana. More and more Americans are moving from democratically leaning blue states to Republican voting red ones, and one of the effects of this change is that they are relocating to places with lower life expectancy. Idaho, Montana, and Florida, all red states, had the greatest population growth among U.S. states between 2020 and 22. Meanwhile, New York and Illinois, both blue states, and Louisiana, a red state, suffered the biggest population losses. California, another blue state, has experienced significant recent population loss as well. One key reason for this migration is the high cost of living in places like New York and California, compared with lower cost of living in red states such as Georgia or Indiana. The nationwide realignment that has been taking place is truly remarkable. According to economist Stephen Moore, approximately 5 million people have migrated out of Illinois, New York, California, and New Jersey during the past 10 years. A lot has been reported about celebrities like Joe Rogan moving out of California in recent years. However, economist Stephen Moore says there's a much broader trend here. During a recent interview with Fox Business, Moore claimed that over the last 10 years, about 5 million people have left the so-called blue states, Illinois, New York, California, and New Jersey. This is one of the biggest mass migrations in American history, he said. And he's right. This really is one of the largest mass migrations in our entire history. The red state that has gained the most from all of this domestic migration is Florida. Among large states, those with a population above the 50-state average, the net domestic migration winner over the 13-quarter period after COVID-19's arrival was Florida. The Sunshine State added a net tally of 819,000 Americans over that span. To put that into perspective, in just 3 years and change, Florida added more people from net domestic migration than the combined population of Miami and Orlando. The large state runner-up, Texas, it added 80% as many people as Florida, 656,000. The state that lost the most was California, which shed 1.2 million people through net domestic outmigration, the rough equivalent of San Francisco and Oakland's combined populations. The runner-up loser was New York, which lost about 3/4 as many people as California. Not too long ago, Florida was considered to be a swing state that was divided almost equally between Democrats and Republicans, but now it is solidly red. Many conservatives are attracted to the Sunshine State because there is no state income tax. Of course, the spectacular weather does not hurt either. According to a real estate company known as Conservative Move, large numbers of conservatives had also been relocating to South Carolina. Conservative Move, a real estate company with about 500 agents across the country, helps conservatives find homes near like-minded people, and South Carolina is becoming a big draw. The group's founder, Paul Chabot, told Business Insider that while Texas and Florida consistently rank among the top locations his conservative clients choose to move to, he's seen a big spike in the number of people who want to relocate to South Carolina in the past 2 years. He said his company currently has about 5,000 clients who are considering moving to the state soon. Many of his clients are coming from places like California, Washington State, and Oregon, he said. I really like South Carolina. In fact, Michael Snyder says in my latest book, I ranked it number 3 out of all 50 states. I would just recommend staying away from the coast and the major population centers. In addition to the mass migration from blue state to red states, we are also seeing lots of people relocate to small towns and rural communities. The remote work boom that prompted Americans to flee urban areas for mountain hamlets and seaside towns during the pandemic continued at least through last year, according to University of Virginia demographer Hamilton Lombard. An estimated 291,400 people last year migrated from other areas into America's small towns and rural areas, which Lombard defines as metropolitan areas with 250,000 people or fewer. Mid-sized cities are also growing, but meanwhile, large cities are bleeding residents at a rapid pace. Areas with 250,000 to 1 million people saw a net in-migration of 266,448 people last year, while areas with 1 million to 4 million people recorded only a modest gain. Areas with more than 4 million people were the big losers, shedding about 600,000 people last year, according to Lombard's research using U.S. Census Bureau data. And these days, there is such a hunger for a high quality of life, and most of the core urban areas in our blue states do not have that to offer at this point. Sean Hannity is one of those that has migrated to a red state from a large city in the blue state, and he sounds absolutely thrilled to have made the move. Sean Hannity, the prominent Fox News personality, has made a decision to sell his expensive Long Island property for $13.75 million, where mere months after revealing his relocation plans from New York to Florida. In a notable shift, Hannity disclosed earlier this year that he would be broadcasting his renowned radio show, The Sean Hannity Show, as well as his television program Hannity, from studios in West Palm Beach. We are now beginning our first broadcast from my new home, and that is in the free state of Florida, Hannity announced on his iHeart radio show. I am out, I am done, I'm finished, he said. Good for him, but there is no place that is perfect, and the truth is that our country as a whole is very rapidly heading in the wrong direction. So the reality of the matter is that ultimately there will be no hiding from our growing national problems. If we do not find a way to turn things around, our red states will eventually become just like our blue states. Unfortunately, the clock is ticking and time is quickly slipping away. This is by Michael Snyder on The End of the American Dream. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Michael's new book entitled Chaos, available in paperback and for Kindle on Amazon, and you can check out his new Substack newsletter right here. About the author, Michael Snyder, extremely controversial new book, Chaos, available in paperback and Kindle on Amazon. He's also written 7 other books available on Amazon, including End Times, 7-Year Apocalypse, Lost Prophecies of the Future of America, The Beginning of the End, and Living a Life That Really Matters, Commissions Earned. When you purchase any of Michael's books, you help to support the work that he's doing. You can also get his articles by email as soon as he publishes them by subscribing to his Substack newsletter. Michael has published thousands of articles on the Economic Collapse blog, End of the American Dream, The Most Important News, and he always freely and happily allows others to republish those articles on their own websites. You can connect with Michael on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, and share his articles on your own social media accounts. It's definitely a great help. These are such troubled times and people need hope. John 3:16 tells us about the hope that God has given us through Jesus Christ. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. If you have not already done so, we strongly urge you to invite Jesus Christ to be your Lord and Savior today. Support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.